And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to season 2 of the Loves Gymnastics podcast, brought to you by the Loves Gymnastics Network, brought to you by the creator of this, Michaela Loves Gymnastics, and her co-host, Oscar, aka Gymnastics Saves Lives, Miss Shayna, and Ezra. And together, we bring you the Loves Gymnastics podcast. Season 2 begins now. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. We love and appreciate you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, bring more people into the community. It's NCAA 2025 time. Let's go, girls! And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Welcome back to my channel, Michaela Loves Gymnastics. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Loves Gymnastics podcast with 3 out of the 4 members of the crew. Y'all know Ezra loves to come on late lately. He be in school. He is a teenager in high school. He's doing high school type things. He's not always available. But the 3 grown people we here, and I feel like we're going to have to start the show off with this. I have a lot of energy for no fucking reason because I worked a double yesterday. So I just slept until basically right now. So I actually have good energy, but I have to work tonight. So I need to save some of that energy so I just won't sleep on them people's job, which is probably what's going to happen tonight. So, today, first of all, let me start off with this. I got to start off with an apology to everybody who follows the show. I thought I was so right. I actually did my research. Y'all be like, Michaela, do research. Well, bitch, I did do the research. I just did the wrong research because I swear to y'all, we even looked on the fucking website and read from the website where they was ranking it by win-loss record. Right. So I'm not gonna take 100% accountability for this because we went to the fucking SEC website and that's the way they was ranking the people. I did not realize that they was doing NQS. Everything that I saw, they were specifically not doing the NQS in the SEC just so the win-loss record could have some kind of meaning in gymnastics. That's why I was so excited. That's the whole reason why I wanted to follow the SEC, because I really thought it was going to be the win-loss records. Now that I realize it's NQS, I'm a lot less interested in following the SEC, to be honest with y'all. And I'm still going to do the rankings because we've done the rankings. I just care a lot less. I'm just being honest. I just do. I do. Go ahead.
I don't think you should because the rankings are going to still be interchangeable, more because teams still have to drop terrible road meets and meets early in the season. So it's not see that Alabama or Arkansas will be the 8th and 9th teams.
But see, with the win-loss records, Alabama wasn't. I mean, not Alabama. Alabama was still last, but with the win-loss record, Arkansas wasn't so much in that bottom tier. They were somewhere in the middle. Actually, they were doing quite well in the SEC. They were winning a lot of their SEC matchups, so they weren't necessarily in that conversation. I think that was more interesting because Arkansas, even when they win, they don't score like a high number. They just, So I don't think, and Alabama keep losing, but they lose with high numbers. So I just don't. I don't know. I don't like it.
asking, I was like, "Are you sure that was it?" Because I didn't know when you were saying that it was. I always thought it was the win-loss record determines the regular season title, but the rankings on a national scale, I always thought it was the NQS and the six scores. So
I knew on the night it was the NQS. I knew that, but I just thought it specifically in the SEC, they were going to pick the 8 teams going to the SEC championships based on the win loss records because, like we said, SEC championships has nothing to do with the national championship. So why would the NQS determine who's going to advance in the SEC? That makes no sense to me. It should be the win loss record because the SEC is their conference championship of the regular season. So it should be based on what you do in the fucking SEC, not the whole damn country. So I completely disagree with the NQS being what qualifies the 8 teams to the SEC. I'm thoroughly disappointed now that I realize that's what it is. Like I said, I'm a lot less interested because
I didn't the big
Wait, before we dive deeper, Michaela made her apology. Hi, Michaela. Hi, Shayna. Hi, everyone.
fine.
I just wanted to ask what time Michaela needs to get off for work so we can look ahead. And I also wanted to know how you two are doing.
I'm tired. I'm in the bed. I'm in the bed. Monday.
I have so much. You see how talkative I am.
Good. I'm glad to hear
But
that.
other than that, I had a wonderful Valentine's weekend.
Honestly,
It
your
was
hair looks good. I like your hair.
Thank you. I had a wonderful time this weekend with my boyfriend. We did a lot. Um,
What did you do?
I didn't watch any gymnastics Saturday and Sunday, so I still have to go back and watch what I did not catch.
It
Um,
wasn't really a lot going on Saturday and Sunday. I mean, there was MSU versus
Michigan State is there. I'm sorry, we might be too soon, but they pissing me off because they should be a lot better than beating Nebraska by 0.25.
mm, we can talk about it when we get there, but watching them like really paying attention to other events, I don't think Michigan State
Is as
is
high as
those
they
girls.
used.
Like,
Yeah,
because you focus on their vaults and their floor, and their vaults and their floor is spectacular, but their bars, it's like
So, what time can we expect you to end the show
oh,
tonight?
I will be trying to get off the show by like 9:15 because I was
oh
starting to get ready to.
wow.
Great. That works well for me. Thank you.
um, so
With y'all.
let's do like we always do. Oh, before we even get to the SEC, hey, did y'all see my solo show? What do y'all think about what I said? I really tried not to put y'all in it, but
I
now I want y'all
saw it.
opinion.
I only
What do you?
said hello or something. That's all I caught. I didn't catch none of it because I was at work. And
I
I had you on off,
completely understand.
turn you down because I had a client. So I was like, I'm
I completely understand.
I watched it.
Just to make
I
a
wish
long
it was longer. I was very entertained and I wanted it to keep going.
yeah, I didn't want to say nothing to get myself in trouble. That's why I just stopped when I was like, okay, you know what? I think I made my point. I wasn't messy. Let me just get off. Let me just get off. I don't think he could get mad at me. Let me just get off. Let me get
Who
off.
knows? Like people will find stuff to get mad at about anything.
being too fruity.
All the time.
But yeah, we could
But
talk about that if
the
you want to
main
keep
point
talking about it at some point.
I do want to talk about it. I even want to talk about it before we even get to the SEC because it's just on my heart right now because it pisses me off so much. It does, and it shouldn't, but it does because it's like I said in the solo video, Frederick Richards And we're gonna be very respectful to that man because he just not being like called Fred. He likes being called Frederick, so his name is Frederick. Frederick Richards
His name is what?
is black.
Is Frederick Richard.
Frederick Richard, not Richards. Richard. Richard. I'm gonna keep saying Richards, but it's Richard. Okay, he is literally Black history walking, and the way USA Gymnastics is disrespecting him by not putting him out there, not sending him to talk shows. Hell, not even playing his damn competitions because he's literally competing right now. He's been competing since January at Michigan, not even a small ass school, Michigan, every week. Where his routines at? Why aren't they on the internet? Where's the dual matchup? Why isn't the SEC even giving highlights of, oh, okay, we don't have time to play the whole 2.5 hours Michigan's men, but we could play 3 routines to let you know why this team won, or give us an hour of a recap of Michigan's men's gymnastics. Something. I mean, Michigan literally have Paul Judah, Fred Richards. Like half of their men's Olympics team goes to their Michigan. There's no reason why. They have enough big names that people know who these men are that they could maybe not a whole. I'm not saying I'm not ESPN. I'm not saying a whole 2.5 men's competition, but a 30-minute highlight in between meets of, hey, this also happened today,
Or
and
like
this is what's going
literally
on
like
with the men.
a 30-second recap, just some acknowledgement. I haven't seen one thing involving Fred until I went to his Instagram page after our show, the last show we did where we were discussing him. And I saw, oh, he's doing a upgraded floor routine. That's news to me. I even follow
He's
Michigan's
doing
men's gymnastics program on Instagram. And all I see from them is like, and hey, I'm not complaining about this. I'm a big fan, but all I see is Charlie Larson, the power tumbler they have doing the Amanar and the big tumbles. No shit.
I think that's because Charlie Larson has a popular social media. Like it's almost like
He does,
the
but so
Livy
does
Dunn
Fred.
effect. Like
Frederick. Fred? Frederick?
Frederick and Coy both have large social media followings, but
Let's compare. I'll look at their followers.
perfect. While you're comparing, I'm going to finish making my point, and we can discuss, and then we can move on. So my point is, Frederick Richards is literally Black history for USA men's gymnastics. He's the only ever Black American man to win a medal in the all-around at Worlds. Hard stop, period. The only. He is the only Black American male gymnast to win a team medal at the Olympics. Hard stop only. He is only the second Black American male gymnast to ever win an Olympic medal. It's only been 2 Black American men's gymnasts, Jair Lynch and Frederick Richards. That's it. Hard stop only. There's only been 3 Black men, period, in the whole world of gymnastics to win an Olympic medals. Jair Lynch, the Spanish guy whose name I can't say, who does the handspring front layout 1.5.
Can I say his name so you'll know how it sounds?
Please.
I think it's just,
Yes.
I don't think it's so hard to pronounce. I think you're maybe complicating it in your head. It's Raiderly, like Ray is a nickname for Raiderly. Zapata. Raiderly Zapata.
Whatchamacallit didn't win a medal. What was his name? Was he French? I used to love him, and then he disappeared.
Was he a
Gotta be more
pommel horse
specific than
specialist?
that, Shayna.
Sorry.
Was he a pommel horse specialist in the 90s?
Was his name something? Moray Florent? What was his name?
I don't believe. I think he won a world medal, but not an Olympic medal. And
Are you
then if
sure
you're
you're
going to
not
go
talking
to
about
world,
the Cuban gymnast?
I can't.
Y'all hoes.
Excuse me?
well, hey, ladies,
Excuse me? We are your elders.
Hey everyone.
exactly. And puppy, so cute, so cute. So I have puppy fever so badly right now, Shannon. It's ridiculous. Um, so just to get through what where we're at, then we're going to talk about SEC is so Fred Richards is literally Black history in gymnastics. That's to never be taken away from him. And I don't want. And to be honest, y'all give Stephen Narajic a lot of credit for winning that bronze medal at the Olympic Games, where they counted one score from him on pommel horse. They counted 6 scores from Frederick Richards across the board. He is absolutely the reason they won that bronze medal at the Olympic Games. Hard stop. You can
And
argue with your mama about that. That's just
I'm gonna intervene what you just said. Actually, they were 5 whole points ahead of Great Britain. So if Stephen were to fall, they still were going to win the bronze. So his routine just needed to put up a performance. So,
and that's period. But with all of that being said, with Frederick Richards, as being that Black man
No, sorry.
prominence,
Urza was lying.
well,
I know that.
but they were ahead of them, right?
Yes, but it was they finished 2.2 ahead of them.
Yeah, they still would have won.
So it was still, so it's,
Okay. Sorry,
he still would have won with them.
I'm being too literal.
Well, depending on how badly he fallen. Depending on how badly he fallen. If he would have just fallen like halfway through, no. But if he would have just finished the routine and still would have scored a 13 like normal, they would have. Anyways, null and void point, because it's not about Steven, it's about Frederick. And the issue is with Frederick with this new masculine leotard thing that we talked about in the last show that I did a whole solo show about. As a Black person, I have to call bullshit when I see it, right? And what the bullshit is right now is they're using Frederick, in my opinion, they're using Frederick, the Black man gymnast, to de-gay the sport of gymnastics. Because I'm so sorry, boys. I'm so sorry. When y'all use this, we used to get picked on because gymnastics is a girl sport. That is such a lazy cop-out excuse for y'all team sucking so badly that nobody know who the fuck y'all are. Like, the reason why people think of gymnastics as a girl sport now is because the girls are winning. So that they know the girls' names. So they know who the girls are. If you all were winning like y'all were in the 80s, gymnastics would be looked at as equally a male and a women's sport. But because you guys suck, well, not now, you guys are starting to get it now. Y'all are starting to get on board now. Look at Steven. He went to Dancing with the Stars. Y'all are starting to get on board now, and it's going to change. But what I'm not going to sit back here with my platform and is going to allow is for y'all to take the artistry and what makes gymnastics and turn it into power tumbling. And the gag is, Frederick, your leotard does not even, and I'm gonna stop calling it leotards. It's a singlet. Your singlet is not even in follows the rules. So you even wearing this masculine outfit breaks the fucking rules of this automatically a deductions, winning no medals with this damn thing. And you should be cussing the people at U Turn out for putting your name not even follow the rules of gymnastics. Like, y'all could have did some research into
Tell
this.
who is
You could have.
who is U-turn?
U-Turn is the people who are his sponsors behind this singlet. I'm trying so hard not to say leotard, but leotard. And
Call it a leotard.
I am gonna call it a leotard. Guess what? Cause y'all wear fucking leotards. And like I said before in the video, in my solo video, y'all literally wear pants and a t-shirt. On 2 events, you wear shorts. And maybe the issue all is those 2 events, the shorts are too short for, some men or whatever, right? And I get that. They are pretty short. So if you want to try to have them bring a longer short, that would make sense. But to redesign the entire leotard to make it more masculine presenting it's kind of homophobic. It's kind of homophobic because you can't say
It's
that
very much
because there's literally a There's literally a
Why
whole
why
girl
are
side of
short
gymnastics.
shorts I'm sorry, I keep interrupting. Why are short shorts
No, go ahead.
inherently gay? There's so many things to pick apart. That's just one of them.
Well, the ones that have a problem with it need to go and pick another sport then. Shit.
But I want to
And
know
to be
why
honest
people
with you, I think
think
you
that.
think shorts are inherently gay is because of, I don't know if you ever heard of this show called The Dukes of Hazards.
I've heard of it, but I haven't watched it. Wasn't there a movie also?
Yeah, Jessica Simpson played Daisy Dukes in that movie, and she was infamous for wearing these really short shorts that they call them Daisy Dukes,
Yeah.
and it became a thing. Like the shorter the shorts, it was more closer to Daisy Dukes. So inherently, it was feminine because why are you wearing a man shorts that little? And it became a thing.
Okay, interesting.
But going to other male sports with other outfits that they wear, the men in track and field literally wear the tightest of tights, and they literally have cutouts in the damn outfits. Like, is that the most masculine parts that you can wear? No, but is track and field inherent a gay sport? No. Why? Because they actually know who the male track and field athletes are, so they can associate men with the sport track and field. Part B, are wrestling leotards. Is that the most masculine thing in the world? No. Are they short? Yes. Are they outfits tight as oblivion? Absolutely. But is wrestling considered a gay sport? No. It's just an outfit that the wrestlers wear. Again, I love my T.S. Madison. She has this saying that she started about a couple of years ago, which was, you need to shift the concern. And Frederick, I'm so sorry. In this Black History Month, I think your concern about the men's Leo is really stupid. If you want people to stop looking at the sport of men's gymnastics as a girl sport, you men need to step y'all pussies up and put y'all faces out there and become the face of men's gymnastics, so it won't be considered a girl sport. So when you hear gymnastics, you just don't associate that shit with Simone Biles and Gabby Douglas and Sunisa Lee. You're Frederick Richards. Do an interview. Talk. Get an ad. Make a deal with Nike. Do something.
Go on Dancing with the Stars.
Put your sport out there. Go on Dancing with the Stars. Go on The Masked Dancer. Go on The Masked Singers. Cuss the NCAA out for not putting y'all competitions on TV. Put the shit. You and your friends is take your iPhones and record the shit and make sure people can watch the shit. Do something. You guys are the first team of men to go to the Olympics and win a medal since 2008. Do something.
Can I tell
You
you?
telling me them people at U-Turn? Wait, give me one last point, then I'm done. You telling me them people at U-Turn came to you, Frederick Richards, and y'all came up with this brilliant idea, and none of y'all bitches read the code of points to be like, oh, let's make sure the Leo is gonna be, let's at least figure out why the Leos are so tight or so short before we just go to changing it. And they put you on that Frederick Richards, and you don't even realize how badly that's going to make you look like. Because now they're setting it in the playbook that you are a rule breaker, and you don't give a fuck about the rules. So then when you start winning this net cycle, and they start throwing out well, Fred is a rule breaker. He don't care about the rules. Maybe he's winning so much because he's doping,
Or he
and they do that you to your ass.
Or they quick to say he's difficult to work with. He's not getting any endorsements because he's difficult. The Black
Or when
African
the
American.
or when the more flamboyant, feminine gymnasts start to be like, "Oh, It makes me uncomfortable.
And that's a society because unless a female gymnast says that she's a lesbian, obviously if you can see a more feminine man, you're gonna equate it with uh you know you queer whatever. That's part of what.
Shayna, you're breaking up. We can't hear you. Something else I thought that rubbed me the wrong way about Fred's post. Oh, before I even get to that, I just wanted to respond to what you just said, or part of what you said. Why do you assume that what is it? Why do I want to say Timu? What is this brand that is paying Fred?
U-turn.
What? How do you know U-Term
Oh,
approached?
U-turn.
How do you know that
Oh,
you think that U-Turn approached Fred for this sponsorship, or you think Fred reached out to them?
Either way, how the collab happened, I'm not sure. Um, Somebody had to have a conversation with somebody about this idea. Either U-turn came to Fred or Fred came to U-turn. And either way, whichever way it happened, the other party agreed to it. And
Yeah.
either way, neither party decided to look into the rules to make sure this grand idea even followed the rules of gymnastics,
So
which is
the
an
thing
issue.
that
who's
that's
that
definitely an issue,
crowd
but
noise?
the thing that rubbed me the wrong way also was that they're implying like there's something lesser than or not as good about a girl's sport. And there's nothing wrong with a girl or a sport for women. And that to me is like putting women's sports below men's sports in a way when clearly the women in your sport are like achieving way more success than the men, as you said earlier. So it sounds just like insecure
Mm.
and sexist.
But the issue, I feel that and I 100% agree, but the issue is for me with what you just said, you can't say that because there's literally a whole men's gymnastics team. That's just like saying track and field is a girls' sport when there's literally a whole men's track and field team. That's
Mm-hmm.
just like saying at one point in time, basketball used to be a man's sport.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's a whole WNBA. You can't say that anymore. And now the WNBA is starting to get popular.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's like saying tennis because the more popular tennis athletes are the women, Serena and the girls. I mean, you know the men, but are the men as popular as the women? No. And that's just like saying tennis is a girl sport because you know the women more. Like, no, that's such a cop out.
Wait,
Win.
I agree
Put your
completely.
name and face out there.
So how are those things like in conflict with each other? Him saying that he doesn't want it to be seen as a girl sport because that would be like a bad look, or women's sports are less than men's sports. I feel like those things are both true. What we both said.
Oh, absolutely.
Who? Somebody
Um,
has a lot of
it's
background
just what I'm
noise.
saying is, I think that's Urza.
Okay, because I couldn't hear.
Yeah, that's
I
Urza.
couldn't hear Oscar.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. But to make a long story short, and I'm sorry that I spent 30 minutes on this. We were not supposed to.
I mean, but it's a hot topic for you. So, and this is your show, so you need to talk about it.
It
You
was
know.
a hot topic, and also it was more like 25 minutes because we have a 5-minute intro.
Sure. I just don't
I just feel like
don't
I.
for the men. Go ahead. Everybody go ahead. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna shut up for a second
I'm
because I
just
keep saying I'm
I
gonna
don't
let all y'all talk.
understand.
Y'all say y'all opinion.
I don't understand where it's coming from because men's gymnastics is already not popular. So it's like, really, who cares? and you making it seem like I feel like you're degrading your sport more by saying some stupid shit about the demasculation of the men's sport of gymnastics. It's too feminine. When I don't see that at all. Now maybe he has a different lens because he sees more, but I always thought the men, especially in America, they always suppress the gay gymnasts. You know, because I never knew
It's
John Orozco was gay. I never knew like Danelle Leva was whatever he, identifies as. I never knew those things until after the fact. But during, I wasn't deeply into the men's side of gymnastics. But what's the other one? And I always thought he was gay. I think his name is Paul something too.
Dana, they would probably be happy to hear you say that because I know they were trying their very hardest to appear straight up.
Yeah, I never knew that. You know, so
The
because I
Paul
always thought they
you
wanted to
Dana,
suppress uh the uh
I think it's
the gay
Paul,
male.
not Paul Jr. That's
It's Paul Regale.
Yeah,
playing.
him. That one. Oscar.
Oh,
Now he always gave me gay. Him.
don't you know he turned out to be this evil? Don't you know he turned out to be some evil gay Republican that's just like very vile on the internet? Like
Because before
oh
anything
no.
about being, he's a white male, so that doesn't shock me. And then he's Republican, so
Uh-uh.
the gay part is like last on his list.
He was also doing. I was like following him a lot at the like in 2019, 2020. He was like, I think he was like,
me
I could
too.
be
He used to
wrong, but
follow
I
me.
think he was anti-vax and like a COVID denier or something. Like he's a nurse. It was confusing.
Oh yeah, he was. It was a lot. Like it was a lot.
He sounds like he's a lot of things, but none of the things are good.
And
So,
just
And the sad part, he was. I think he got fired from being a nurse because he was like a RN at the time, being an anti-vaxxer, and it was just. It was a
Can I
lot.
give you?
It was like,
what you
but
need to be doing, Fred, is trying to be like I would feel better if you would come out more about, black gymnasts wanting to be in the sport of gymnastics and not trying to act proper and
me too.
white like a lot of them want you to be. Because they want you to have this image of, professionalism and properness and to act white. And any gymnast, especially on the women's side, the horror stories we've heard about, being too black or being too ghetto. But for you to come out about being too feminine
Because
or
both.
gay, I just don't get it. Especially when men's gymnastics
Well,
is
I'm
already
okay.
not
He
popular.
never said. I said the word gay. He
Well, too.
says flamboyant and girly, which make me how
Yeah,
you
he
want me,
very much so
flamboyant
implied
and
that
girly.
word, Michaela. Very much so implied the word.
He did, but he never said it. So I don't want people to be like, Frederick
yeah.
said
And
he
we
don't.
can't.
No, he never
Well, yeah,
said.
we
He's
can't
trying
put
to
we
make
can't
it
put
less
words in his
gay.
mouth.
He
Can
said,
I just
"Well,
say that I feel
he
like
said he wants." Go ahead, baby.
can I just say I feel like in the economy that we live in right now, and where someone says something that goes viral in a minute or like 5 days or something, I just think he wants to go viral and get his sport out there. I just don't see how he cares about this suddenly. Like I
Mhm.
just think he wants to go viral, and at this point, get your coin because it just yeah.
Did any of
I
those
agree, Urza.
were those male gymnasts that won that bronze medal at Simone Biles' tour?
He was.
Just him?
No,
Was
multiple.
a
Paul
lot of
Tudor
them.
was there. Brody
A
Malone
lot of
was
them. I
there.
don't know. I
Yeah,
don't think all of them were, but I think a lot of them.
I think
Like where
all of
Brooke
them,
was boring though. Paul
Shayna,
Judah was
I think
boring.
Shayna, I think they were all there except for Steven because he was on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. The pommel horse work on two he to basically he did two routines the whole Olympics and he's the most popular on the
But
team.
do you know what? No one missed Steven for the pommel because Simone did pommel horse.
Okay. So I just feel like the whole system for men's gymnastics is down. They don't have a good they I guess they have a good do they have a jail um level
No,
for
what
the
what
men's
they do
side?
is this is why this is why, in my opinion, the USA men is always going to be a step behind. Even when they're winning the bronze medal, I think they could have challenged for the gold if they would have strategized a lot more better for this. What the men do is they use college as basically their JO system, and
Okay.
you rise up through the ranks of college, and then that's how they choose their senior team through
Hmm.
college. That's why the college
That's another
has an
thing.
open code.
I feel like the scoring has a lot to do with it as well because you took the 10 away. Also, I still feel like that, especially on the men's side. It wasn't already popular. The only time I watch the men's stuff, y'all, is when the women were intertwined in it. So when we had the American
I can
Cups
event
or those
finals.
Arthur Gander
Uh,
the Arthur Gandals or the event finals, or an Olympic game or a world championship or whatever.
I,
When it came to like the American nationals and Olympic trials, I only watched like when Donnell and John was competing because I liked them. I don't know, something gravitated me towards them, not even knowing their personal stories. So I watched those Olympic
and,
trials, but I never watched the men's stuff. It never excited me, and it really didn't excite
and
me
that's
once
how I
the
feel
cold
about
changed.
and that's how I feel about this current era of gymnasts. They do have some men gymnasts that I actually care about. They have Frederick Richards. They have Koy Young. Paul Judah, all right. He not my favorite, but
I
he all
like
right.
Asher. I like Asher Hung too.
Asher Long is really good. Yul Modower, that's my friend. I really love Yul. But it's just it's with the men. It's hard because it's not as popular as the women. That's just hard facts. So there's less interest in covering those events, right?
Hmm.
And the men just don't get it that okay, they won't put y'all on TV. Create a YouTube channel, create an Instagram channel, and just play the shit. Partner with a
Hmm.
partner with number one Jim fan and make sure he has all those routines so he can post them so people can watch them. Do something.
Yeah.
If they did a partnership with Addicts or with number one Gym Fan, and they were like, okay, Addicts, we'll put the cameras, we'll take our iPhones. All you have to do is just press record and stream it as well. Do you know how many people could watch it? But they so stuck on being jealous of the girls that the
Yeah.
girls got. It's just never going to happen. Just like I told the girls
You,
last week, it's never gonna happen. Y'all never gonna have millions of people in these arenas, plus millions of people watching on TV. You're gonna have to pick one or the other girl. Pick a struggle. Do you want people to come in real life or do you want people to watch it in TV? Because it's not that many fans to do both. The men
I actually like this conversation though.
don't
I'm
even
glad
worry
I'm
about
glad you
it.
brought this up because it's just making me like really look at like are y'all really familiar with the men, Oscar and Michaela, or y'all just it's kind of like y'all mostly do elite women and just like a couple of the men, or do y'all really be into the men?
Somewhere in between those two things.
Because I'm
Honestly,
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at if you just
it
take
depends
gymnastics
on
out of
who.
it and you look at just here in America, y'all. The popular sports in America are what? Football, baseball, basketball. And most people put their children in that because they did those sports growing up. So those sports are male dominated. Those sports are going to be popular. But when you look at it, when a person who is in gymnastics, the reason why the men, to me, and this is just me, but y'all know more because y'all deal with it more. I feel like the men struggle because little boys don't aspire to be gymnasts.
Yes, Michaela said that
That's
many
my whole
times.
point.
You have to,
That was my whole
you're
point of
4, 5, 6 years old. You want to go play basketball or soccer or baseball. You don't want to go do flips and stuff, like that. You got more boys and going uh rollerblade and want to be Tommy Hawks and Sean Whites more than want to be the next Fred Richard or Steven.
Well,
You know,
Shalina, they don't want their sons to be perceived as gay.
I,
Of
I
course.
don't think that's it though. I don't think it's that.
I do think
I
because
think it's
let
multiple
me explain.
reasons.
This is
Because they also like
I think
a
it's
lot of
multiple
people,
reasons,
I'm
but
sure they're like, oh, I love gymnastics. I watch the women. Wait, there's men's gymnastics? I didn't even know that's a thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's always been there.
I
So
it
now
that is
figure skating,
absolutely
I
fact.
always felt like that was like the gay sport for men. Was the figure skating.
I don't, but it's this. But if you look at it, Shane, the people look at gymnastics as figure skating, not on ice. So they look at gymnastics and figure skating as two like cousin sports. So if you gonna say you look at if you can, are you saying something, Ursa?
Oh no, I'm
We
sorry.
better get to the We better get to college. Don't hang up, Urza. I know your ass like to disappear. Give us 1 second. We better get to college in 1 second, baby.
That's
Okay, so
it has contributing factors.
I feel like
You know,
I'm so sorry, Shona. I feel like that with the men, especially when you look at the Russian men's gymnasts or the Chinese men gymnasts and how artistic that they are, and when you look at it, you look at that's how they win, being artistic. They make gymnastics beautiful. In America, the male gymnasts don't do that. They try very hard to shy away
culture.
from.
That's a cultural, societal thing. I feel.
It is a culture, and it has always been at the detriment of the USA men's gymnasts. Like they would benefit a lot from taking ballet classes.
But we could
They would
all
benefit
agree
a
right
lot from
now.
being more flexible.
We could all agree right now on which of the men from the Paris Olympic team was the most artistic from the US team, right? It's obvious.
I don't think any of I don't think any of them was.
Stephen or
That's
Roger?
me.
No, Paul Judah, he has
What
beautiful
is
form.
Stephen?
He was
Okay.
clean, but he wasn't artistic. No.
I think he has flair.
Like when I think of a gymnast with flair, I think of the young gentleman that we was talking about earlier, Ray Zapata.
Raiderly Zapata has
Was I close?
flair and charisma and stage presence, but his form is really iffy. Really.
Who's the Italian with all the tattoos on? I like him.
Oh, I don't even want to talk about him.
He has he
Yeah.
Meaning something
Bartoli
part.
something. I like him.
But okay, an example of somebody who I look at as both masculine and artistic is that Chinese gymnast that won the. Well, he was supposed to win the Olympics, but I don't think he won.
The best one, Zhang Bohang.
Oh my God, Jane Bohan. I look at him as both artistic and his gymnastics isn't feminine, and that's what I kind of. I mean, don't get me wrong. I live for the girls. I live for the girl. Like, what's her face from Australia? Oh my God, Heath. I'm so sorry, Heath. I wasn't trying to call you what's his face. Heath. I live, but to me, even I don't particularly. It's a little bit too. Girl, you're not doing balance beam, girl. You're doing pommel horse and stuff, girl. Like, come on, like, do the right sport. But I do like when they take effort into pointing toes, making sure doing the technical stuff of gymnastics, not just the acrobatic stuff of gymnastics. I think that's also very important. And even like with the women, it's kind of starting to disappear on the women's side with the rise of the Simone Biles and the. I mean, Ruby is more artistic than Simone in a lot of ways, but not really.
I think so. I think she has better movement quality, but she also just has like significantly better choreography. So if Simone got a better choreographer, they might be more even. Before we
Simone gives you very USA gymnast.
She
I mean,
yes.
Simone Biles is when I think of a USA gymnast.
well,
It's just
yeah,
very
her
USA
favorite
gymnastics. I mean,
gymnast is
that's just
Ali
what the
Racing. What
Americans
do you
give.
expect?
I'm not gonna say my opinion
I
on
mean,
this.
and that's what.
People would be very upset with me if I give my opinion. So I'm
Michaela,
not.
before we move on, I want to give
Please give your opinion, Shayna.
before we move on, I want to give the
Not being messy. Oh,
the
Mm.
quick
not being messy. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Baby,
I mean, go ahead.
the people will be upset with
Oh,
me, and I'm not even gonna go there.
I want to give the followings on Instagram, like I mentioned earlier, just for a few male gymnasts.
okay, okay.
Okay, Charlie Larson, 29,600 followers on Instagram. Koi Young, 134,000 followers. Ian Gunther, who is not the most talented, but is like very popular on social media and was on Simone's tour.
Not even a gymnast
He went to
anymore.
Stanford. He has 544,000 followers. Stephen Netarajic,
Why?
713 followers, 713,000 followers. And then Frederick Richard has 789,000 followers, the most of all of those.
Wow, I can't believe he has so much more than Koi. Because well, Koi must be popular on TikTok then, because I see Koi on my um YouTube, Facebook, Instagram a lot.
But yeah, Charlie Larson is always getting posted on Michigan's Instagram, and he only has 29,000 followers on Instagram. But maybe he
With
has
Frederick
TikTok followers. I wouldn't know about
Richards
that.
close to. Yeah, you have TikTok, you have Twitter, you have all these other things that the kids be using that I don't know about. Do
And
y'all
then
know
you got to
about
think about
Bigo? Because that's
most of these male gymnasts are still in college too. Oh, they're student athletes
true.
still.
And why don't the men take advantage of the NIL like the women do? Like that's another thing that bothers me. Like y'all complain about this, that, and the third. Take advantage of the damn NIL.
Because where's the image and the likeness? That's the thing.
I mean, when companies think of men in
Ooh,
sports, they would tend to go for the
Most
basketball
of the popular
players
sports, yeah.
and the football players,
Yep.
so they wouldn't look for a man in
yeah.
gymnastics.
I mean, look at Fred. That's why he had to go to U-Turn, not Nikes or Adidas or.
And it kind of sucks because you put all your time and effort, all your life doing this sport that I know he probably obviously loved, but people don't respect
But
it
they need to take
for
these.
most.
But they need to take these U-Turn endorsements and turn them into something.
And they haven't gotten it right in all these years. I think they're going to get it right in the next 30, 40, 50, 60 years, if ever. And I'd hate to say it, but it's like in gymnastics really would be elite if it wasn't for the 15 teams that they have in the NCAA who basically make up the national team for America.
True that.
Nisha said
True that.
Shayna loves Koi. What? I feel like Shayna loves Steven, not Koi.
I love
We
Coy.
love Steven.
I love Coy.
We love Koi.
He was
Oops,
my
Freudian slip.
he was on my team. It's just he just was so goddamn all over the place for the selection. But I love his gymnastics.
I think he's hurt this year.
And then he cut,
I think Nisha told us this last show.
cut his dreads off too.
Oh yeah, he cut all his hair off. He's got
I love
I think he's
Horkina.
growing it back, but we all know you love Horkina and LSU. Or Horkina and LSU, baby. Okay, so speaking of LSU, let's move on to our SEC rankings, which lets us talk about the NCAA and gymnastics. Urza, you weren't here, but I apologize to the people for leading y'all astray, making everybody think it was the win loss record when it's the NQS. Now that I personally know it's the NQS, I care a lot less about the SEC
I
ranking.
really do.
But I will still do it because y'all want to do it. But I mean,
It don't make one.
I don't like it.
It don't make
It's
I don't
not.
like
no
It's not like
sense.
we're posting graphics anymore, are we?
I posted. Wait, did I post a graphic? Damn, I thought I did. Damn, very so much. Well, Oscar just nailed the coffin on that. This is y'all SEC rankings. Ain't no more graphics, bitch. Because I don't care. I don't care. So, and thank Oscar for that. So, I'm just joking. I might. It depends. I really thought I put one up last week. I might have did it and just forgot to post it. That's probably exactly what happened. Anyways, so SEC gymnastics. We had a big matchup between.
The top two teams.
Well, let's before we get there because we're not there yet. For me, in the SEC right now, after week 6, the number 19 should still be Alabama. I don't give a fuck what the NQS say about Arkansas. Alabama is the weakest team in the SEC.
But
In
Michaela,
my opinion.
Alabama got a perfect 10 on floor.
Yeah, that was one person, one routine.
From who?
From
Lily
Lily Hudson.
Smith. And
Girl,
then I saw
bye.
on Twitter
Really,
somebody said that, do y'all think Lily Smith should even have the 310 she ever received? I was like, oh my God.
Lily Smith or Lily Hudson?
Hudson. Yeah.
Girl, Alabama.
so for you guys, who is the ninth? Who is the team that's not going to SEC after week 7? I mean after week 6.
Alabamers.
Arkansas.
Even though they're going as of right now.
I thought Alabama was still at the bottom.
Oh no, Arkansas is at the bottom.
It's Arkansas.
No, it's not. It's Alabama. Alabama is 17th. Arkansas is 14th.
Okay, then Alabama dropped because when they were showing all
It's
the
not.
SEC meets,
It's,
they were
so
showing the
look
graph.
at okay. See now, Oscar. Hold on, everybody. Let's not argue about this. Oscar, can you
Yeah.
find the SEC rankings again? Now, if they give us the win-loss records, that's not my fault. I'm just reading literally
No,
what's on their website.
I got
So
the
if it's
rankings up
confusing to
right
y'all, it is confusing to me.
now. I have
Okay,
the rankings.
but you're not looking at the national rankings. You're looking at the SEC rankings because it's different.
What are the SEC rankings? But win loss record?
See, and that's where it was. Okay,
Because
we better do this again.
the national
We better
rankings
do this.
are going to be the same as the SEC rankings if it's based off of the NQS. Oh shit!
No, it would not be.
But it's not because I don't know how they're doing it. This is why I'm saying it was so confusing. This is why I was so sure that they were doing a win-loss record because that made sense. But if now that they're doing the SEC rankings off of the NQS,
And that's the
it
national
makes no
rankings
sense
on roll.
how they're coming up with their rankings. Hold on, everybody. I thought I just pressed that.
They should change it. Their tagline, SEC, just means less.
LOL.
So this is how the official SEC rankings. So the SEC rankings now is determining who's going to the SEC championships at the end of the regular season. It has
Okay.
nothing to do with the NQ. Oh my God, I keep saying it has nothing to do with the NQS, but it has everything. I don't know. I'm so sorry. Can somebody else try to explain it? Because I'm now confusing myself.
Urza, do you want to do it?
Okay, so what my beautiful co-host Michaela was saying, what Michaela was saying is that the
Okay.
hold on, let me get my train of thought. Is that the SEC rank is that we were thought that the SEC is going to be decided on the win loss record for the conferences, but now that we know that it's about NQS and how the teams are scored, this is how would the this is what the SEC championships would look like if they were held today or tomorrow, with Oklahoma at the top, LSU, Florida, and Missouri in the last session, was Auburn, Kentucky, Georgia, and if Oscar could scroll down, I'm assuming
Arkansas.
Arkansas in
Mhm.
8, and Alabama will be out the championships.
Out of the they're all championships, but it's possible that all 9 SEC schools could go to nationals, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They're going to go to. Well, they're going to be in the top
Yes,
16. They're
nationals.
going
I'm
to go
so
to
sorry.
region. They're going to go to regionals. Um,
So, what makes no sense to me now is how can Alabama be in last place in the SEC, but still ahead of Arkansas in the national rankings if it's not ranked on win loss records? Bitch, I
who
think I'm right, and I think
who
ESPN is
who
wrong.
keeps saying they're ahead of Arkansas in the rankings? They're not.
They
Alabama
were
is
for
the
like
last.
Oh,
They started the NQS Monday. Y'all need to go look at Road to Nationals. Alabama is ranked 17th in the country. Arkansas is ranked 14th.
Road to
oh.
nationals.
So,
UCLA is second. LSU is third. Missouri is eighth. Kentucky is ninth.
they
Auburn is
should,
11th. Georgia
as
is
they should.
12th.
Florida
Arkansas
is
is 14th.
5th, and Michigan State is 7th.
Alabama is still last.
okay.
Michaela,
So
But
I
they
have
have
the
somebody
national standings. If you want me to share that screen at any point, just let me know.
yeah, let's share that screen so we won't be so influenced by this screen.
but it's still going to be tricky. It's going to change because Auburn, Georgia, one of them may be last because Alabama has more room to grow. They have more high score. If they get higher scores, they will drop some of their lower scores. So it's not, and just look at the scoring. Alabama is at a 196.535. Arkansas
Mhm.
196.630. Georgia 196.7. Auburn 196.78. So it's still close. Arkansas got to drop a couple low scores, and they could be the fifth best team, really, sixth best team. I don't like the win loss strategy because if you look at win loss, you got one, two, three, four, five teams that are 2-2. Like, how do you separate them? Then you go what? Based off a title? No, that's too many ties in a conference.
Dana, you're sucking all the fun out of it.
Mm-mm.
So Shayna, your little toxic, I presume, from LSU being only third and UCLA being second.
Oh, it'll change next week.
Oh, it
I'm
won't.
not
I
worried.
promise you,
I'm
it
not
won't.
worried. I'm not worried. I'm more disappointed in Florida though,
Damn, just because LSU. I mean, how can LSU be third when they beat Oklahoma?
because it's
How can
based off of
UCLA be second?
Because they've been
Because
consistent after one
UCLA
bad meet.
UCLA has been overscored. We just gonna call it what it is.
But all the teams are overscored.
This is
UCLA.
why no. This is why no, this is why UCLA is second if we're gonna explain it. And it's because they got two scores of 198 this season.
But they
So they dropped one.
they dropped their really bad score.
Yeah.
UCLA has not hit 198.
You can see right there their high is 197.95.
We just gonna call it
Oh,
what
I
it
thought they
is.
scored a one.
UCLA is number 2 because LSU, Utah, and Florida have bad scores. They have those bad scores at Arkansas that's calculated in the NQS right now. If it was still based off average, it would be LSU number 2, Florida number 3, and then UCLA.
What is the
So,
point of this website showing the high score but not the low score if the NQS drops both the high and low?
I don't think they dropped the low score. I think they dropped the high score and count the other five scores.
I
yeah.
thought Urza said that UCLA was so highly ranked because they were able to drop their low score.
That's
No,
in
I
the
said they were
NQS.
consistent. I said they were consistent after one bad meet.
That's how I understood what you were saying.
Oh well,
And
I
I love
apologize.
I love UCLA.
After next week, they will get to drop that score because
So Florida and LSU
they will
have
have
the
another
196
score.
that they're counting. So whenever LSU goes away this week, and I'm thinking Florida, if they score like 197 fives or sixes, those 196s that they both lost to Arkansas will be dropped out of their NQS. So they're going to start skyrocket up.
So UCLA is ranked second with NQS, counting that low score from the beginning of the season.
Now I don't know, Urza, what scores? Do you know what scores they are counting in their NQS right now?
I know there's counting a couple low. I'll check right now.
Because if that's true, that's like impressive.
But UCLA has I think a lot of away scores already because that first meet was terrible, but I don't think that's in there.
UCLA is not counting. Oh, I'm so sorry, Nisha. Hold on, let me see. Oh shit.
That's what I say. It gets tricky when it comes to these NQSs and um somebody I don't know who. College.
Nisha said UCLA is not counting their 195, so they must have dropped that score.
Yeah.
Too,
See,
so they
So
must
if
have
they
counted
drop
lower
the
scores.
high score and the low score, why do they have the high shown but not the low?
No, they don't drop the low score. What it is once you accumulate enough, how it works, Oscar, is you get the top 6, you get 6 scores in the NQS. You have to have 3 away and 3 home. And out of the 6, they drop the highest. So
Oh, I
if
thought they drop high and low. Sorry.
no, drop the highest. When we say the UCLA is not counting the 195, that means that they have enough meets now to get the highest score to put in the NQS calculation.
So what's the difference between that and dropping your low score?
Because you got to think about it, you're only getting the top 6 scores. How many meets do they have throughout the season?
But like, it's kind of semantics, right?
How many? Answer me. How many meets do they have throughout the season?
I don't know. Are there 13 or 12 weeks and
Okay,
everyone has a bye week?
but you're only counting 6 of the 13. So that's how the low scores get dropped. They automatically fall off because you can't count all of the meets. If not, we wouldn't have an NQS. We would just have all meets calculated throughout the year. But that's the point of NQS, to only drop to basically only use your best scores throughout the season,
Except you drop your high score.
not the low, just the high.
Sorry, that doesn't make any sense to me. But
So
that's
they're counting
They're
5
counting
scores.
their
Basically.
best 5 scores, but the highest score out the season they can't use. But 3 of them have to be away scores. If you used to it, it's easy to you. You're not used to it, so it's kind of like
But I
confusing.
also feel like I feel like I'm understanding what you're saying, and it just doesn't make sense to me why it's structured that way.
I don't know why they did it. Like, I guess to give people a fighting chance. What if you use like, what if a team does like 193s for like two or three meets because they had bad meets, and then that's calculated and it affects you when you're trying to go to postseason because of what you did in January. You know,
I 100% agree with you, Oscar. They get to drop too many scores. I think if you're going to do it with NQS, which all 13 scores should count.
So UCLA has 4 meets left. They have a meet against California, the Big Fours, that where it's a tournament where all the Big 10 teams come together and they
Oh my
compete in like
god.
2 sessions. They
is
have
Ursa, is that how they determine their championship too, or is it win loss with them? I think that those Big Five meets is how the Big Ten used to do it.
really is it? I thought it was a win loss record like this.
No, it used to not be like that. It used to. You remember they used to have the Big Five meet, and like half the conference would compete.
Oh yeah, that's the meet I'm talking about right now. Well, they
Yeah,
have a Big Four
I think
here.
that's how they determine their championship and who goes in the first session and the night session. That's what the SEC should have done.
Girls, I forgot to mention exciting news for me. I booked my flights to California for the end of the month. So I'm gonna see UCLA and Cal, and then I'm gonna go to the quad meet at Stanford with OSU.
Are you going to try to get some pictures with some of the UCLA girls?
I would love to, but I don't know how to find them after the meet.
Go
Last
be
time I saw Sydney Barros after the meet, and we talked, but I didn't take a photo.
go be like the little girls and go on to the end of the thing and be like, "Can I get your picture? Can you
Like go
sign
down
it?"
to the stands or wait
Oscar don't
outside
do
the
it.
stadium?
Oscar don't
Go
do it.
down to the
Oscar don't do it.
stands.
Didn't
Oscar don't do it.
Oscar? I believe Oscar tried
Oscar
that already.
don't do it.
Really?
That's
Oscar
how I
don't.
got. That's how
Shayna,
I
you
got
gotta go
banned
this.
from USAG, Shayna.
Huh? What you said, Oscar?
I said that's how I got banned from USA Gymnastics.
You banned from USAG. Michaela banned from everything else because she dealt with goddamn addicts. What the hell?
We need you and Urza to go be our correspondents in person.
Come on.
I'm
One
saying
of
so.
us can't be just uh
Give me till next summer. Give me till next summer when I'm out the country, when I'm growing, when I'm able to do all this.
Yeah.
I didn't
So you guys, let's do our SEC ranking just based on not scores, how we feel about the teams. That's the only way that will make it fun for me. Because if I'm doing it off of scores, I think it's some bullshit. So let's just do it with how you feel.
Yeah.
Who do you feel which teams should be placed
I
where?
still feel like
To me,
the last
who? Alabama.
something different until I said that goddamn win in this uh thing. They are 0-5.
Urza, I think unfortunately there's an echo with your audio. Are you able to mute yourself when you're not talking, please?
Oh,
Or
I'm
try to
sorry.
fix it. Sorry about that.
I think it's Sheila,
It's not
actually.
me.
Oh, it's not you. It is Urza. I'm so
I
sorry.
could just see that Urza's little icon was like making noise as if they were talking.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
So for me, I agree. The number 19 in the SEC is Alabama for me.
And I still feel that it's Arkansas.
And I think Urza was on the Arkansas train.
Oh, really? I thought Urza said Alabama.
Alabama's the worst.
Oh, so it's 3 Alabama. Wait, no, Shayna, you said Arkansas or Alabama?
It's the same as last
So
week. Last week, everyone said Alabama except for I said Arkansas.
So guess who's my number 8 then? Arkansas.
Arkansas for me as well.
Let's go back.
Oscar, go ahead and be different.
But
It's-
hey,
it's the same as last week.
That Arkansas Georgia meet was really good.
It was.
It's the same as last week. I have Arkansas as or Alabama as number 8.
Number 6. My number 16.
7.
Also, okay. My number 17 has changed. It is Kentucky now. I'm so sorry.
Oh no. Oh no,
No.
Michaela. Mm-mm.
No, indeed.
Really, Michaela?
Who is
Kentucky?
y'all number 7? Yeah,
But you love
I
Kentucky.
think I do, but I think Auburn is better than them.
You forgot
And you
about
think
Georgia. You put Georgia over Kentucky?
Yeah, yeah,
No,
in what
indeed.
country?
yeah.
Michaela's country.
Period.
Clock it.
So who is y'all number 7?
It
Georgia.
has to be. Sorry.
Oscar,
Who did Shayna say?
Georgia.
Oh, I put Kentucky.
Wow, Oscar, me, and you are on the same page for one.
No, because Oscar has Georgia at like number 3, which makes no sense.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so... Continue, please.
So my number 16 is Georgia.
Auburn.
Auburn.
Maybe I should have put Auburn at number 7.
I like Auburn, y'all, and I'm ready for Marissa Neal. I
do
need
too.
Marissa Neal to get healthy.
I really liked. I was just really happy to see Olivia Greaves do floor this week. But I was just like, it felt so empty doing 2 passes, and I don't think she has an E pass. So
Welcome to NCAA floor.
she also definitely, like, I'm assuming Gabby McLaughlin also choreographed Olivia's floor routine, because she definitely gave her some recycled Sunisa choreography. Is it still my turn for number 6? Number 6, I guess it's Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
My number 5 team would be Auburn.
Oh, you on the Auburn bandwagon? My number 5 will be Kentucky.
Kentucky for me too.
Nikila, who did you have at number 7 or number 6?
Georgia. If for me so far is Alabama, Arkansas, Kentucky, Georgia, Auburn.
Okay. Do you all feel like Georgia still has a lot of like weak spots on every event?
I don't think so. I
Yes.
think to truly be honest, I think Georgia's 4, 5, and 6 are pretty strong. They have Lily Smith. They have Addie Wall. They have not Aquino, the freshman on vault and floor. They have Jeffrey on bars and beam. It's their 1, 2, and 3s that worry me with Georgia.
I
Right, that's
like
basically
Georgia's
what I
vault rotation. I really like Georgia on vault this year. They have 5
Yeah.
strong tenor vaults. They have a solid vault rotation.
Mm.
Okay,
But
then I think I'll
I,
put Georgia at 5.
I got Kentucky at 5. Um,
Oh, maybe I meant number 6 then. Because I haven't ranked OU, LSU, Florida, or Missouri.
yeah,
Well, for me, number 4 is Missouri.
me too.
Yes.
Mizzou,
Oscar.
number 4.
Yeah, I feel like I had this same dilemma last week. I wanted to put Missouri above Florida, and I still do this week, just because Florida looks so bad to me. But
That's your right, though.
I guess Missouri. I know more about Florida's lineups than Missouri's. I'm sure Missouri has some like glaring weaknesses that I'm not aware of. So I feel like I should put them number 5 also.
Did anybody watch Missouri? That quad meet this weekend?
No, but I think they won it.
They won it because they counted. I think they counted. They came back and won that meet. I think Alabama counted a bad rotation. So did them. The problem with Missouri is they can't never like all hit at one time because I want to put my girls up ahead of Florida, but I just think they have a ceiling that maybe can max out at like a 197.45. When I think if Florida's ceiling is a 197.89, close to a 198.
What do you think is MSU's ceiling?
Um, Probably about like a 197.7. I don't see them as a 198 team. I don't see a lot of the teams at 198 this season.
Does everyone think that MSU is a better team than Missouri?
I used to at one point in time. I'm not convinced anymore.
But you know, they're also they're decreasing, but also the conference they're in. Basically, you know, that conference
Yeah,
not known for high scores either.
because I think Minnesota looks better than them at this point in time.
Really,
Mhm.
I think Minnesota had a
Minnesota,
really good.
Michigan, and MSU are ranked. Well, they have a 4-1 record in the conference standings, with UCLA being 5-0.
So it's so boring this week. Like we're all basically agreeing, except I have Georgia higher.
Well, I have a new number 1. So
So we all going to be in agreement. Florida is number 3.
Florida is
No,
number 3.
Oh,
I'm gonna shake it up.
who's your number 3?
My number 3 would be Oklahoma.
What?
I'm so sorry.
I'm so glad
I had to shake it up a little bit.
Shake it up,
You're gonna have to
Urza.
explain.
Shake it up. Oklahoma number
Shake
3.
it up.
They don't give me nothing. They don't pay their lacking depth.
I'm telling y'all that meet showed me a lot of what I had already been internally thinking about the season, and
KJ Tinder is shaking.
this is
Y'all
not
can't
the
see it.
Oklahoma that we're used to seeing.
You know what? Urza,
Yes.
I'm going to.
You're
agree with you.
lying.
Yes, shake it up.
You're
I don't
lying.
believe you, Michaela.
I think Oklahoma.
You just had Florida at like 5 or 6 last week.
Stop lying, Michaela. KJ was not shook.
Okay. I'm not going.
KJ knew what she was getting
I'm
into.
not changing my number 3. I'm not changing my number 3. But when we get to number 2, I'm going to put Oklahoma at number 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's so different than saying Oklahoma 3. Okay.
Because that means you would have to put Florida. So, Urza, you think Florida should be over Oklahoma with their overscoring asses?
At least Florida has lineup variety.
And then Florida, I didn't watch the Florida meet because I was watching LSU. How were those
That's true, Urza.
997?
Oklahoma is one injury away from being the 5th because they only have 5
Oklahoma has been
all-arounders.
losing about the season. From the beginning of the season, they've had those 3 and 5 young ladies in the all-arounds.
So they're lacking depth then.
Lacking depth.
And Lily Peterson, she has a groin injury and still competed. So, and we're
They
just at the halfway mark of the season, so maybe she's a little overextended.
is Kira Wells, I think is her name. Is she one of the all arounders?
No,
No,
she's the two eventer,
to a
beam and
minute.
bulk.
And then who
'Cause
does bars and floor?
Floor is El Mueller, and bars, I believe, is
Elle does vault
she
sometimes.
El Vault.
vaulted.
She
I
vaulted.
couldn't. I couldn't believe they took out Audrey on vault.
Audrey
Hmm.
Stevens. I mean, they got to rest that girl some way.
I just when I look at Oklahoma, they are going to. We better have them freshmen competing because when they lose Audrey and Jordan next year, I don't see
They're
it for them. I don't care who they got coming in.
they're losing Aubrey this year, right?
They're losing Audrey and Jordan, and I feel like
They have a
Yeah.
fabulous gymnast coming in. Her name is
other than Faith,
Ella Murphy.
other than Faith, I don't see no 99510 O's on the team. Now,
Oklahoma.
that's not diminish. OU is OU. They're great coaching staff, but I don't see it for them this year. Well, I don't see the dominance that we're used to seeing from them, and it clearly was shown with them.
Well, we said this at the beginning of the season. OU has one of the biggest challenges. They just can't come into the SEC and bullshit around and dominate like they were doing.
Y'all said that. Y'all said that. Y'all done made me a believer. They have competition every week. It's not, oh, they finna go against Texas women and West Virginia and Iowa State and score 199s with no competition. Like, they got Florida next week. If Florida was halfway decent in what they were used to the last couple seasons, I would have Florida like a little higher. So I'm a little
Is
disappointed
is the
with
Florida meet
them.
going to be at home?
No, they're
For
going to
Florida.
Oklahoma.
Oh,
And,
You
interesting.
yeah,
know,
Florida about to lose. I know. They better lose with
yeah, but
pride.
it should be a lot closer though with what Florida has on that team though.
They better lose taking those votes, Michaela. That's all.
You know, Florida got a bunch.
Now
Let
they're
me
able
shut.
to beat Oklahoma at home. That would be something.
But Oklahoma was really. You can tell Oklahoma was not used to being in an environment like that. Yeah, they competed 2 years ago at LSU, but LSU was beat the fuck up. But you can tell that they're not used to that week in and week out pressure of SEC fans, crowds, and all of that. Like y'all said, they've been in the Big 12 for the last
Onisha, we know
15 years.
Onisha.
So they're not used to that, to
But I
go.
definitely think this will be a learning experience for them, and they will make sure they do not want to repeat what happened this week.
Yeah.
Well, Sheena,
'Cause
you know what I have to say with
oh,
that, what you just stated?
huh?
Do you know what I have to say following what you just stated about the fan system at Oklahoma?
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a damn. I
Not
don't.
their, no, not their fans. The fans in the other
No,
at the other SEC schools.
well, they gonna learn. They gonna learn.
Look who they've been going against, y'all. They've been going against Denver and West Virginia and Iowa State for the last 15 years. Now they're going against Alabamas and Georgias and Floridas and Auburns who have rowdy fans. So it's
Plus,
not going to be a cakewalk for them.
they don't look so dominant like they were looking when they were facing against Laura.
Right.
They still look great. Don't get me wrong. They
They
just
didn't
look
look. They didn't look that great to me Friday.
overall. They still look great. They just look like great for an SEC team, not great like.
Like they literally stepped around on everything. Like
My
everything.
what I
Audrey, Jordan,
think
they
it
weren't sticking
is.
their mouths. And maybe they were just trying too hard. Maybe it was the nerves, but talent wise, I just think LSU and Florida have the talent.
I think the OU gymnasts, well, Audrey specifically, and some of the seniors noticed that if they are out of lineups, OU won't do good. Well, not they won't do good, but they can't compete as consistently with these SEC teams like
Hmm.
Missouri, like Florida, Kentucky on a good day, Georgia at home. And so yeah, Auburn being consistent.
Oh, you reminds me
So
of
then UCLA. Does UCLA have a chance in hell to win a national championship this year?
They do. I could see them winning.
I
right
It could
now.
be
love that we're
2018.
I love that we're having a conversation about title contenders and UCLA possibly,
Yes.
being that,
Who would be y'all four on the floor at this moment in time?
Well, if we're talking about who deserves it, based on what we've seen, not scoring and not by the team's names, LSU, LSU.
LSU, OU, UCLA, and Florida.
I
I think it
wouldn't.
should be UCLA, LSU, OU, and
You
Georgia.
okay, Oscar?
Georgia.
Oscar, you would want Georgia to make it past the Sweet 16.
Oscar is the diversity host.
I
I
think
mean,
it would be
I
LSU,
definitely could see Georgia making
OU.
it to Final Eight.
I think it would be LSU, OU, Oklahoma, and
That's
honestly Utah.
No.
You still have a spot,
Why
Michaela.
do
You
you keep
said
putting
OU
them
and
high
Oklahoma.
recently?
UCLA, LSU, Oklahoma, and Utah. I'm so sorry.
Why do you keep putting Utah high? You keep speaking favorably about them recently for
I
no
mean,
reason.
because
They're
Utah
ranked
knows how to
number four in
succeed.
the
They're great
country.
for
They
they're
have not
consistent.
missed a four on the floor in the last umpteen years. Y'all don't like them, but they're still there. They are a great team.
They are the
I love
machine.
land.
They are consistent. I will give them that. They lost Avery Neff and they haven't missed a beat. You
Oh,
know.
Adrian F will be back for all
Who did they
around. I
have?
want her
They
to
have
know that.
Jaylene, Gilstrap,
But
Grace.
then when you look at it, you look at the other teams behind them. You have
Who
Missouri,
do
eight,
they need,
Mississippi
Oscar? The
State.
girls are doing Rudy's layout step out, front layout, front full. Who do they need?
Can I just say that Grace McCallum has had the under
Sister,
most underwhelming NCAA career? She
you
has
think
been so
it's
underwhelming for me.
you think
I
it
don't
was
see
more
her.
okay? Oh gosh, why are you doing this, Ezra? Because now this could go so messy.
I
So
mean,
this could
don't
go
act like
so
that's
messy.
any different than her elite career.
And
Talk it.
this is
But I'm not gonna lie though, y'all. That bars was a 10 to me.
is that the event she got her 10 on?
Yeah, it was a 10 to me.
I don't think it was that underwhelming. Um,
I think it's because she
it's her personality. Like, I mean,
that too, and she does like bars is her standout, but she's like even. She sucks on vault, and it's like her beam and floor is just like it's just like okay. So
Wasn't there a season where she was getting like tens on vault with her Tuck Lopez?
no, indeed.
I swear she was scoring high 9-9s, 10s.
She really wasn't even in the vault lineup most of the time, other than last season. They tried to do
It was
the
before
first
she
season.
did the 1.5. She did the Tuck Lopez.
Her freshman season, you're right. She used to score higher on that ball.
But then she went to the 1.5 and lost her knee.
And
Yeah.
she hasn't been
Then she didn't vote
since.
for the season after.
But then they started doing like they're doing the Jordan 9 and started getting her on her block. So at first she was scoring
Yeah.
9 9s on that vault. But by the end of the season, she was scoring like 9 7s because of her block.
Yeah. She scored a 9-9 on it in team finals because she was the last person up, and they just said, "Well, we don't give a damn because it's the last meet anyway." But it
Wait,
was.
did you guys see that Jocelyn? She stuck her Lopez dead cold, and they gave her a 9-9.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Joss, baby, I love you down. With your form issues, you can't be scoring 10s.
Do you want her to switch her vault or just clean up the vault she has?
Oh, she should really be working on cleaning up skills. That's not learning new things, not changing things up, just clean.
Oh, Nisha, I did, and that's gonna suck for ratings. I'm just going through the chat. That would suck if Bama doesn't make it, and those championships are in Alabama. They're not gonna have nobody in those stands if Alabama don't make it.
The SEC championships?
Is it
Yeah,
Alabama?
it's in Bama. Yeah,
Oh, Alabama, if y'all don't make it.
no one's gonna be in those stands because who wants to go to goddamn Alabama? They should have, since they have nationals in Dallas every year. They need to have SECs in New Orleans every year. Shit, the LSU people is gonna go out.
Isn't there a third option?
Wow.
They try to move them around. They've been in Arkansas. They've been in Duluth, Georgia. None of those places are going to bring the people out like New Orleans.
There's Birmingham, where it's being held this year.
They had a Jackson. They had it in Jacksonville one year.
Maybe they should
I
do
mi-
it in neutral sites.
I miss them being on campus. Though,
Absolutely.
y'all. Not gonna lie.
Like,
Bring it back.
no,
Bring it to Madison Square Garden.
like bring it to tennis. Like, they have so much.
Yeah.
They had it in Nashville one year too, didn't they? I think they did.
Hey, bring it to Miami.
Yeah, you got to bring it to a bigger city, populous place, where a school with a big fan base is close or in attendance. So, I don't know how far Gainesville is from Miami, but I'm sure those people in Gainesville will drive to Miami if it's not
Miami is pretty
far.
far from Gainesville. If you want someplace close to Gainesville, it would have to be in Orlando or Tampa.
Isn't that like 5 hours of driving?
Yeah, it's pretty far from Gainesville. It's not far. It's not close.
5 hours from Gainesville to Miami?
Like 6 actually, because Gainesville is like
That's still not bad though to go, you're only competing that day. But I'm talking about for fans.
oh, the fans will go. It's just it's not close.
Who's going to go to where are they in Alabama this year? Like
Birmingham.
right, who's gonna want to drive there and be there for a weekend? I'd much rather go to Orlando or Miami for a weekend.
That's also how I feel about the NCAA championships. Like,
Oh my God, Fort Worth, Texas is like the worst place to do
The
it.
dumps. I already know. That's why we're staying in Dallas because it's
like,
like, what the hell am I gonna do in Fort Worth? I
like,
already
give us
heard
New
nothing.
York, give us California, give us Miami, give us something where people could go do something other than gymnastics and come
They
do
have
what?
to bring that shit back to being on campus. I don't give a damn about no damn podium. Put that stuff back on them. I don't want to go to no damn Utah Maverick Center all the way out there. Hell no, I won't go in no damn Utah for no weekend. Mm-mm. Let it be on Alabama's campus, let it be on Georgia's campus, let it be on LSU's campus or in a city really close to them. Those championships used to be so much fun when the crowds were even though they were pro the team there, but still though to go to a championship meet and the stands are not packed, that's boring.
They should do it in Atlanta and have Simone MC the whole event.
Okay.
Did you see
No.
Simone? Simone is on her honeymoon 2 years after she got married.
Congratulations to them. Next. Um
Wow. Wow.
Next, no
Wow.
Simone hate on this
Wow.
show.
I'm just not a fan like that, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Wow.
But your negativity.
She can be the
Wow.
goat all they care. I don't give a damn about her love life. Just like I don't give a
What
damn
happens
about
if you don't have anything nice to say? Keep it to yourself. Does not apply.
I didn't say nothing mean. I just said next. I just said next.
We knew what you meant.
Thank you. Next.
So speaking of that, let's switch topics. Wow. Yeah.
I want to talk about Oscar and his expectations of going to these West Coast meets.
Oh yeah, it's just. I mean, hell, the NCAA have a contract in Fort Worth, Texas, till 2028. So hopefully, maybe after that. But there was an interesting article that's going around by y'all damn people at LSU once again, and Jay Clark up there on some
Why,
bull.
why are the LSU people always the loudest?
I don't know.
What happened now, Michaela?
So they came out with. They're coming out with the. This is the name. Oh wait, hold on. Wait, Oscar, we don't need to share your screen. Can you go to our Twitter page and share that screen? And let's just play it for the people.
Because Jake
The
Clark be
so
on his top moment sometimes.
so
PMS real
basically,
bad. He
Jay
might be
Clark
going
and the
through it.
LSU people are mad at ESPN of all people, and they don't feel like ESPN is for women's gymnastics.
What
And
happened?
it's by this. I'm going to read the article right here, and this is where you can find the article for those who are interested in the article. This was written February 17th,
Here's the
2025.
author. I can show you. This is the author.
Now, this is
Ethan
exactly why LSU's
Zimber.
not going to win the national title this year. Simple as that.
What did he say?
And the article goes, okay, ESPN, we need to talk. It all started on Friday last spring, the first day of March. Number 2 LSU was set to host number 9 Alabama, the top 10 SEC showdown in the PMAC. But something felt strange. The meet was scheduled to start at 5 p.m. local time, rather than the usual 6 to 7 p.m. start time. The meet felt weird in the beginning, Tigers head coach Jay Clark, of course, Jay Clark said. It felt a little flat when we got started. During the first routine of the entire afternoon, Crimson Tigers gymnast Maddie Walagaria took a hard fall on uneven bars and was forced to perform her routine over again, resulting in an 8.4 that killed any early momentum and put Alabama in an early hole that they never could dig themselves out of. The Crimson Tide lost on the road that day, 198-325 versus a 197-325. The meet was moved to the network broadcasting the event on TV. ESPN, who demanded that it started at 5 p.m. local time so they could fit the number 6 Michigan and number 1 Oklahoma on ESPN2 later that night. The company has opted to broadcast NCAA gymnastics across their networks to help the sport grow, with the national championship telecast being telecast on ABC since 2021. ESPN announced that in 2025, broadcast schedules with over 100 hours of college gymnastics, the most in the network's nearly half century's existence. But the catch, the company doesn't care about college gymnastics, or at least as much as they make you think they do. As part of the deal with the NCAA, ESPN gets to select the start times and networks for regular season broadcast. On Friday, ESPN forced the meet into a 9 p.m. Eastern time slot with a 8 p.m. local time slot. I wish it wasn't a 9 p.m. Eastern meet, Clark says. I would prefer to have it a little bit more prime time than that. So basically, they're mad that ESPN did not air the OU Oklahoma meet at 8 local Eastern, which would be prime time, I guess. While the company can't seem to get a start time right, that's not even the worst. ESPN doesn't have anywhere near the views. I'm so sorry. ESPN doesn't have anywhere to view scores, watch videos, or highlights, or to find any college gymnastics news or content on their website or app. Neglecting a sport it claims it is helping so graciously. The company also put the Tigers 198.05 versus 197.75 victory over the Sooners on ESPN's 2, the network's secondary channel. So the matchup halted as the Super Bowl of college gymnastics was tossed to the side by the NCAA broadcast partner so they could only warrant a late Friday night appearance on the network's secondary channel. Does that seem very helpful to the sport at all, ESPN? But it's not too late. You can fix it. If you generally cared about college gymnastics, you will let the NCAA provide their start times and adjust accordingly, even putting specific meets on ESPN and ABC if there weren't national championships when warranted. But until that's done, it will be hard to convince me that ESPN cares about college gymnastics. And that is the article. So,
And I agree, Nisha.
But
That's
my biggest issue with the
No, speak, Urza.
my biggest issue with the article is J Clock is pointing something out that we knew from the beginning. We know ESPN doesn't care about gymnastics. It's not brand new information. It's
so y'all
true.
rather him just be silent and don't say nothing at all?
Oh no, I agree with what he's saying. I'm just saying that we
Don't be.
know they don't care.
I
What?
don't agree with shit he's saying. It's very LSU centric. Gymnastics does not revolve around LSU. Fuck LSU. Everything does not revolve around LSU. LSU does not determine who starts when. There are other competitions that happen on Friday night. They did highlight this competition a lot. It was the main competition that everybody watched. LSU, calm down.
Why are they?
Everything don't revolve
Why
around
is
y'all,
LSU
mister.
acting like the
Calm the fuck
victim?
down.
Why are they acting like the victim?
Exactly. Nothing was done to y'all.
But yeah,
Hello,
Just
that's
hello.
because
that's
y'all are
but
mad,
that's what he's talking about, y'all. It's not about you can hate Jay Clark, LSU all you want. He's advocating for the sport of gymnastics because many times
he is not.
when you're watching, yes, he
He is
is
not.
because when you're watching
He is not. He's advocating for UCLA because he wouldn't be so mad that another gymnastics meet was on. So they didn't cut the other gymnastics meet off to play LSU. That's what he's mad about.
What meet? What other meet?
They was playing Alabama, not Alabama. They was playing Florida on regular ESPN. So instead of cutting the Florida meet off, they because Florida started at 8, and no, I think at 8:30, and LSU Oklahoma started at 9. So they was playing the Florida meet on regular ESPN, and they was playing the Oklahoma meet on ESPN too, just because the Florida meet started first. That was the only reason. Florida is still the number 3 team in the country. It still was a highlighted meet. They still have the most names in gymnastics. Well, maybe not. Maybe Florida and LSU probably have equal amount
Well,
of
to
top
highlight what
names. But
Sheena was saying, um, it was LSU versus Texas. It was a basketball meet.
oh, it was a basketball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What are you
Uh,
reading?
I'm
He
so
was
sorry.
advocating about
I'm so
gymnastics being put on the back burner
I'm
for
so
other
sorry.
sports because their times are getting
I'm so
changed. Prime time
I
is
really thought
7,
Florida.
8 o'clock,
I really thought.
and they push their
I really
time
thought
back.
Florida was
And
wrong.
if you have a subscription to, like, when they have these ESPN meets, they will show the end of a basketball game with 2 minutes left, and it's a close game, and they'll put the gymnastic meets on the streaming stuff instead of being on the national TV. So it's like no one else speaks up. Like, we need KJ and UCLA and these people to speak up about ESPN showing gymnastics. Like, he's right about it. Like, they always cut or start gymnastics late, and then when you look at it, they're already mid first rotation because we just fucking watched a basketball game in overtime. That's what he's advocating about. It's not about the other gymnast programs.
It does sound a little like me. This it does sound a little like that. A
Well,
little.
he's a complaining about it, but I'd rather him advocate about the sport than not say shit like half most of the country do. Where's Jenny Rowland?
Well, I
You
agree with that, but I
you
think there's
know,
a middle ground. There's a third option.
I just think y'all, the people just hate to hate him because he's opinionated. Like,
But he's
you
being
can hate him,
It's
Chin,
not,
he
and
sounds
he's
so
it's
whiny.
not the,
but if you if reading is fundamental, and if you read what he's saying in the, it's not even Jay Clark. He's using his words. It's the reporter that's pinpointing why Jay Clark is complaining about ESPN not giving gymnastics the grace that they have because they push back their times to fit their agenda. And basically, gymnastics is on the second stream of the more popular sports.
But we knew
That's
this
basically what he's
already.
saying. But we know that
but okay, but
This
we
is
see,
not
know
new
that because
again,
information.
we know that because we're
again,
fans of the
I
sport.
I stood up
It's
here
basic knowledge,
and
honestly.
pushed back at that
It's basic knowledge for us
because,
though, y'all, because we're gymnastics fans, not people that watch
but if
ESPN.
ESPN did not play gymnastics at all, it would be in the pit fires of where the men's gymnastics are at, where
Yeah, but
nobody is playing
I'm
because
not gonna agree with y'all.
schools
Y'all can hate Jay Clark.
refuse,
Y'all can hate Jay Clark
refuse,
all
the
y'all want.
schools
That's y'all's
refuse
opinion.
now, and in part B, Mr. J. Clark and Mr. LSU, if you wanted the teams to start it at a specific time, I understand that y'all have y'all contract with ESPN, so y'all may not can play everything, but y'all could have provided a free stream. Like y'all could have aired it. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I really, it bothers me when certain people in gymnastics want, it's like they are so fixated on gymnastics has to be on TV. It has to be like it's basketball. Like, again, we sit up here and talk about this all the time. I'm so sorry. I just don't think for ESPN they're gonna take off basketball and start gymnastics. And I'm a
It's not going
gymnastics
to happen.
fan. It just would make no sense for their network. So if you want things to be structured, if you want gymnastics to compete with basketball, have them girls doing double doubles. Had them girls doing double layouts as middle passes. Had them girls ending with punch fronts through double tucks. But see, y'all don't want to do that either because then that's
Right,
too hard
Nisha?
for them.
Yeah, Nisha. I was like, who the hell are these two teams? Like, they're not even like the top teams in the damn, like the basketball game, because the LSU OU meet start, they moved it to the ESPN News app. And I'm like, who the fuck are these? Like, who the fuck are these teams playing basketball that are not even ranked? And we're watching it go down to the last minute because it's basketball. Fuck that.
Hold
I
on,
want to watch my gymnastics.
let me go search for this beat right.
Oh, guys, that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Was it a women's basketball game or a men's basketball game?
You know, and I'm
Sheena.
not saying that because I love LSU. It was a men's basketball game. I don't know who the hell
Okay.
they were. Do you know who they were, Nisha?
I think Ezra is looking
And
it up
I've
I'm gonna
right
had
search it up
my
now.
right now.
grumples. You know, I've had my grumples with Jay Clark as well. I've been skeptical on the years that we were not doing well. And just because we won a national championship, no, he's not perfect. But I like the coaches, you know, having opinions about the sport. Because if we
I do
ain't
like they have.
talking, if we're not talking about it, we're gonna be like the men's side. And ain't shit gonna never happen.
I do
And ain't
like
nobody
them
never
having
gonna
an
watch.
opinion. I do like them having an opinion. It's just when I think the opinion is wrong, I'm ready to just call it out. And is with Jay Clark, it's just he always is like,
I think it's more the messenger than the message, because I feel
oh, it's
because if it was
100% the
KJ Ken,
messenger.
I mean, would people be like, "Oh my God, here go KJ Kindler
It's
and
100% the
KJ
messenger.
Kindler"?
It's
So
100.
let it be that then,
It's,
Michaela, because the message was right. I Oh well, if it's Jay Clark LSU, but the message was right. And if it was KJ Kindler and OU, would people be saying, "Oh my God, OU people"? Here they go
I don't
again.
think the message is right because if y'all want to compete with these sports, which is what Jay Clark said out his own very mouth, he wants to bring gymnastics to the same level as basketball and them. Well, sir, then now you're gonna have to do things to make people want to watch. And I'm so sorry. Ain't nobody trying to sit up there and watch nobody doing a Rudy as an opening passes, doing the funky chicken for 2.5 minutes, and then ending with a round off 1.5 twist tuck front. I'm so sorry. You can't have it both ways. It's either some girls just gonna have to get left behind. Some girls just can't get scholarships because they can't keep up with the level of difficulty that's needed to get people to want to sit there and watch the shit.
Yeah, the UCLA
You
beat
can't
was
have it
too
both ways.
late too. It was too late as well. Like, who's up, on the California side? Yeah, but we in Florida and
And again,
I
Louisiana.
y'all,
agree. I agree with that 100% because as a UCLA fan, I felt dead asleep
It-
and I forgot
yeah,
we had a
it's
meet
too
at that time.
late. Like, you have to
it
move
was,
them up for
but
people.
it started at 8 o'clock in California, and it was a local meet for them. So guess what? That's normal time in LA. It started at 8 o'clock
Yeah,
for
but
them.
it was 10 o'clock here in Louisiana.
I know it was 11 o'clock over
That was
here,
too fucking
but it was
late.
normal time.
That was too
But it
goddamn
was
late.
normal time for them. I it's a school. They can't start at 3 o'clock. They're in class.
Yeah, but they could have 6 o'clock is a good meet for them. We have Florida meet start at 6.
That's why they mostly.
LSU meet start
That's
at
why
6.
UCLA mostly do their meets on Saturdays because at 6 o'clock on East Coast will still be 3 o'clock for them, and
Yeah.
that's a good time for a Saturday. But on Fridays, I mean,
And then it kind of
it is
sucks.
what it is.
And then it kind of sucks because I wonder if like the football and the basketball, like, they signed this contract, whoever, NCAA or whatever, with ESPN, but the NCAA cannot, pick the starting times. So I wonder if that's like that with the other sports.
Michaela, the fans,
It is
they're
because
not flying in from China, Brazil, Nigeria for the Rudies. They're flying in for LSU's Ferraris, their ring jumps. Livy Dunn.
What damn Ferraris?
The Goldshines.
The Gojans.
Mm-hmm.
What damn Gojira? And speaking of
And the
Gojira,
Leanne, and
I'm so sorry.
keep it going in the Jordan scandal, and the Leanne ribbons. You know.
They might come for the Jordan scandal. They damn sure ain't coming for no damn Leon Juan hairballs. That's for them children.
They like the
That's
messiness
for them
of.
children.
Did y'all see somebody had x'd out Florida's ranking on Twitter?
Yeah,
They
y'all.
be so messy. It'd be so messy.
They
on
did.
Twitter.
Y'all remember at the beginning of the year when Florida was ranked number 2 or something, and Selena put her period over UCLA?
Mhm.
Well, they kind of retorted
How could I
that to
forget?
her
That was like
again.
2 weeks ago.
What hat do you have on, Oscar?
Remember, that was always.
What hat is that you have on, Oscar?
It's North Branch Farm, is what it says.
Okay.
It's not a sports team.
Okay. I couldn't see it. I'm halfway a blind
It
bitch.
says
What
fuck
time is
LSU.
we're talking about LSU meet? Because I'm still researching what team was playing before the LSU meet. Because I really want to know.
Yes, it happened.
Let's be more positive for a little bit. What was your favorite routine from this week in NCAA?
um, Grace McCallan's bars was a 10 to me.
Okay, that's a solid pick.
And I'm not a big Grace fan either. But it looked good.
My favorite routine, while you think of yours, it wasn't a 10 in my eyes, and it definitely didn't score close to a 10. But I liked Jordan Bauer's floor a lot. And Kalia Lincoln's floor would be second for me.
What about the freshman from Georgia, Nyla Aquino? Her floor was marvelous this week too.
I didn't see her or any of Georgia this week, but when I saw it in the past, it looked really good.
Yeah. She actually landed pretty good this week.
Finally. Urza, do you have a pick, or are you still thinking? Or are you researching the basketball, the ball sports?
I think he's researching the ball sports. I guess my favorite routine of this weekend. Gosh, I can't think of one.
Did you see either of Florida's perfect 10s from this week?
I saw them. I just don't.
What do you think about the choice that they have for Sloan? She does like I think she either does a switch half or a strug into a rebounding into a split jump fall. Do you think that they could deduct?
I think it's
split
really
fall?
great. I think it's close.
It's close. It's just like, isn't there a deduction in NCAA for uneven split, or is that a made up one that the fans talk about?
I don't think that's a deduction in NCAA. I think that's a deduction in a league.
Okay. But if you all think that Shay Campbell should get deducted on her full in, then Sloan Blakely should be getting all those deductions on her full in.
She should.
So you were
But if Shea Campbell was,
but if Shay,
yeah, it was. It was in the SEC. She would have a lot more tens.
so true. Do you think that we're gonna
Let's
see?
move on.
Do you think we're gonna see a DTY from her this year?
From who?
Shay, in preseason, she said she was planning on competing at this season.
Yeah, hell no.
I bet if she was at
Hell
LSU,
no.
Jay Clark would have her DTY.
She need to
If
figure
she
out
was
that
at
bar
LSU,
this month
she
before
would
she
have
try
been
any double twist on Vogue, is what I know. Find a new bar this
Who?
month if we're talking. If we're just
Who?
throwing Shay,
Shay Campbell.
if we're just throwing the team compositions out, learning to dismount.
Hell, while we're giving Shay a new uneven bars discount, we might as well give Scott Blake. I mean, Sloan Blakely one too.
Sloan can land hers though.
Sometimes.
That cowboy.
I know.
They switched Riley's dismount back to a stalled or double tuck.
And she still
I know I was so happy for her,
yeah, but
and she
it
still.
still look terrible to me.
Coach
Still
And
can't
she
see.
Owen,
can't stick it.
now we know that Owen, Jenny, or Adrian are watching our show, if not all of them.
I know, right? But my gosh. And she did the exact combination I said to start her through to a double tuck, not the toe on or a.
Yeah, we all agreed that
Whew.
was good. What do you think about for the last 15 minutes before you get ready for work, talking about like a Winter Cup? Or do you not have much to say about that?
Yeah, that's all.
When is it?
The 23rd to 25th.
Saturday.
So that
Are you
is
sure?
next
I
week.
thought it was the. No, that might be right. It's not the 21st to the 23rd?
It's something. It's a 20 something to 20 something. It's a
I
3-day
know
competition.
it's before I go. I'll be in New York still. It's before I go to California. I get to watch it.
Mm,
It is definitely this weekend.
They added Kamara Williams to the roster, which I'm really happy about.
21st, 22nd, 23rd.
Okay, I thought
So
that's
where can we watch it? Addicts?
there's a free stream on YouTube.
Okay.
Yes, because it's in a convention center in Kentucky this year.
Oh, the Nasia Lucan covers this weekend as well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it. My baby Nina is gonna be on.
Nina Baloo.
Mm-hmm.
Which one is it?
The second one.
Baloo. Okay.
Well, all our incoming freshmen will probably be at that meet.
Ella
Mhm.
Murphy's gonna be there.
And
I'm gonna get into it. It's Sunday it starts at 11:30. But I hate the
and
broadcast for them. It's be so drawn out.
well, there's not even a real broadcast anymore. They just stream it on YouTube.
Really?
Oh,
That's
I
why I
think
never got
NBC might
into it.
commentate it. I think they might have Sam Pejic do it.
They need to go back and
Sam did
comment.
it with Jayla Hang's coach,
And then it'd be too
I
much.
believe.
Like y'all got juniors and seniors all on the same.
Like I don't think last year they had an NBC broadcast of it. They just played
Mm-mm.
105.
I think the last 2 years because when I try to go back and watch it, it was like 4 hours almost. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I
they
think
just
Sam
played
Pejic did
three.
it. I think Sam Pejic would do anything NBC asked her to for like $5.
For coin.
Oh, and you would do it too.
Oh
But it's
yeah,
just
I'm
hard to
excited. I'm
do.
trying to.
I
I'm
mean,
excited.
it's in one way it's good because you get to see everybody,
Mhm.
but in another way it's hard because you don't know what the fuck you're looking at. Like it's like, who is this bitch? Who is this? Oh, okay, here goes somebody I know. Okay, what's going on? Where's the score? Okay, why is they changing it? Okay, what happened? Like it would be okay if they just did a better job at explaining what was going on.
I'm excited because I'm already going
Also,
to
we have
nationals.
the Cobbles Cup this weekend too, because the Cobbles happened this weekend,
So
so we get to see the
exciting.
return of the Chinese gym.
Kapus
Yeah,
is a iconic
China loves
competition.
synergy.
Um,
Frederick
what
Richard is
else?
gonna compete at the Winter Cup.
And debut this new Leo. So Let's see what this bullshit is about.
Michaela, what happens if he wins even with the neutral deduction?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't want
Was
that
there
to
really
happen.
going to be a deduction if the people who posted about it? Like, would we
I
have
pray
known it
that
was going to
like
be a deduction?
USAG doesn't. This is what I expect. I expect USAG to not take the deduction and Fred to get deducted at Worlds and be like, "What? What happened?"
Uh, and he probably's not even going to do it now. I hope not. I hope you give it at least to nationals to think about this. Think about a concept that will be in the rules, and then try again. I'm all for the men having a different leotard if they really feel that uncomfortable in what they got going on now. It's just I don't want it to be an automatic deduction just because of your masculinity as well.
Heath Thorpe is going to the Osijek World Cup later in the season. He was selected for 3 World Cups, but I think my understanding, which could be totally wrong, was that because he's not an all arounder, they didn't offer him any funding, so he had to withdraw from two because he was self funding. So fuck Australia gymnastics.
Which is shameful because he's their national champion.
There was the Welsh Championships where Olympian Ruby Evans competed and
Hmm.
Courtney Tulloch debuted his triple back dismount off of the rings. Anything else anyone wants to talk about?
Um,
why didn't Courtney make the Olympic team for Great Britain?
Racism.
Probably.
Because
I don't
he
think
did
I
well
think
at
he's
the
an all arounder.
yeah, but he did well in his respective events at the Worlds the year before. I thought it was kind of odd. I was looking
Hey,
for him.
so did Koi Young.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I just have to say for elite, y'all have me kind of excited. So y'all gonna have to kind of like teach me how to start adding up the scores. Do y'all know how to do that in with the open system?
Sometimes.
I do, but now I have to relearn this code of points because I don't really. It takes me until the Olympic Games to fully understand the code of points. To be honest, because I'll be like,
Because I
okay,
said this year I want to do a lot of new things. So I'm going to nationals for NCAA. I'm going to an elite meet for the first time. So I don't want to be in the stands and just be looking like, who is that?
Do you think that Shenikova is gonna make the lineups by this anywhere
They're
this
tr- they're trying to get her ready for floor. So, and I haven't been into any of the meets to see like how practice is going or how the warm ups go if she's on. But I'm thinking they're trying to get her on floor, and I know she's been training bars, but she don't need to be nowhere near a bar lineup.
Do you think
Uh,
she's training all four like
Now,
7?
I'm sorry. What's the name of the young lady who's always injured?
Cammy?
Black. No, who was always injured?
Kai
Was on.
Rivers.
Yeah, that's exactly how Kyrie Rivers got injured again, coming
Yeah.
back from injury, and Jay forcing her to do floor.
Sounds like a lot of girls, honestly.
and you know what's really
And those particular
I don't know how to
and those particular
how this
gymnasts, they
sounding mess.
all tore both their Achilles.
I don't know how to say this without being sounding messy. So
B man,
it's too many two pass floor routines for all of these damn ACL and Achilles injuries. Like, what if y'all was doing three tumbling passes? Would like half the NCAA be broke? Like,
What do you think contributes to that, Michaela? Let's talk about it.
It's so hard because I don't know because
Has a full,
it,
you know.
in my mind it can't be the level of difficulty that they're doing right now.
So I'm
The
just
girls was doing hard.
I want you to stay with me, Michaela, because I'm gonna say a lot in a little bit of time. So
Okay.
when we talk about elite compared to when we talk about gymnasts, it doesn't matter who in the college scene, and when they come to college, it's a big you know breath of fresh air because they're not doing all the training for like they do in elite.
Mm-hmm.
So ask this first. In elite, do they train on hard surfaces like a lot of the time, or do they do like the soft landing, the soft pits to try to protect their bodies? Even though elite, they don't perform near as much as college. How does the elite system work?
They do a lot of soft landings, a lot of soft mats. They don't really try to
To put it on their body.
But
correct
So
until they
so
have to
then
compete.
if they're training on soft landings all the time, and then waiting when they get to the workout in the meet or at a meet and hurting themselves, maybe that is a contributing factor because their bodies are just not used to hitting on hard landings, because everyone always says it's a long season, preserve our bodies. You can't prevent injuries, especially in a sport like this when you're landing on your ankles and Achilles and your shoulders and your elbows? Or is it like a nutrition thing? And maybe when they get to this level, maybe they're heavier than when they were 10 years ago. Or is it something to do with the floor? Because more than likely, a lot of the gymnasts, I don't know all the stories, but a lot of them tear it on a floor and not on like maybe a bar dismount, maybe a beam dismount, maybe a vault. Some of them, I think Alona injured hers on vault, but majority of them, it's like a floor thing. So what is the contributing
When it's
factor?
vault, it's typically, I hate to say this, when it's a vault, it's typically an ACL. When it's floor, it's typically your
Yeah.
Achilles. Typically. Um,
So what's the contributing factor? Are they on different floors, brand, than they were, say, 20 years ago, when I don't know if they were as calm. I don't remember Achilles being like that.
oh my gosh, oh my
So
gosh. I totally forgot. I had this whole segment planned. I talked to the podcast that we've shouted out before, me and Michaela. They're a Brazilian podcast called Roda de Ginástica podcast.
mhm.
And they gave me all these updates on the Brazilian national team. So I'll do that next time if we have time, if that's okay with everyone. But I thought of it because you mentioned the floor, and it reminded me that this upcoming World Championships in Jakarta, Indonesia, they're gonna have Taishan equipment, which is notorious for being extra hard and unforgiving, and also for like contributing to a lot of injuries by top gymnasts. Like I
Yeah.
think the 2021 World Championships and the 2021 Olympics were on Taishan.
Mhm.
And Rebecca, I'll just say this: Rebecca said that she's planning on not competing at Worlds because of the Taishan equipment.
Yeah. You know, well,
Out
like
with her.
why is there so many injuries? Is it, compared to the men gymnasts, are men tearing their Achilles like how the women are?
one guy did, but it's not as prevalent. No, I don't think so. I don't know. I think if you want me to be honest, one of the things I think it is that a lot of the girls are trying to hold on when they should retire.
Right. And I think we said this last week or the week before, you know, your body go through things. You have to be adjusted. And, you know, hereditary also, that's like us, my family. We have bad knees in my family. But, you know, my friend's family, they have bad backs. So, you know, it's a hereditary thing as well, you know. And it don't make it seem like, you know, gymnastics is the only sport. You know, look at football. They tear an Achilles and they have a lot of ACL injuries in football on top of dealing with concussions as well. So, you know, I guess it's a part of sport, you know.
Well, I feel like that was a natural conclusion to the show. This is a very fun and interesting show, but I need to get off and start getting ready for work. I love you all. Um, we will try to be back again Thursday like normal. I should have a very normal work week this week, so that shouldn't be a problem. Um, yeah, I'm gonna post the show on Twitter and get ready for work. I love you all. Bye, co-host.
Bye.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Bye. Good night, everyone. Take care.
Good night.
See you later. Oh gosh, I'm high. Download. Oh wait, I never ended the stream. Oh shit, y'all can hear me say all this shit. Fuck.